Here we go. We're back on the 1968 Chrysler 300 and got her up on jack stands. Worked on getting the oil drained out and the oil filter changed. The freaking oil filter was stuck like Chuck, and after trying to use a pipe wrench on it, not much room to work with, got it turned a little bit, still couldn't get it out, broke my oil filter wrench that I had. Ended up just taking a screwdriver and then paling it through the base of it and finally beat it off with a hammer. So I don't know what the hell kind of oil filter this is. I've never seen a yellow one. Not sure what manufacturer that is. Let's see. Maybe Pennzoil, I'm not sure. But anyway, stuck an old frame on there. Getting ready to put the oil in it. First thing this morning I thought, well, let me go ahead and add some distilled water to the radiator and see if we got any leaks anywhere. But as soon as I start adding water in there, it starts pouring out the bottom. And then what I discovered was that at some point down at the bottom of the radiator, it got hooked on something when somebody was pulling the car backwards or something, and it like dented the bottom tank of the radiator. So it's got a pretty good sized hole down there, I guess, and it's leaking straight through. So that was a bust. I was hoping to be able to fill it up with some water and see if there was any issues with the motor. Hoping there's no freeze plugs that are leaking, something like that. But I guess I'm not going to be able to test that at this point. So all right, I'm going to go ahead and put in some STP oil treatment, and I'm going to use this diesel Shell Rotella 1540 oil, and see if we can't get this thing to crank over and get some oil pressure, and then we'll start looking for some spark and see if we got any chance of being able to start this thing up today. So let me put the oil in there and get that topped off, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so back on the 300, got the oil all in it. Decided not to be lazy. Had some recommendations to go ahead and pull the valve covers off and take a look at the valves, make sure they're not stuck before I spin this thing over. So I got this driver's side off and taking a look, and it looks really clean actually in here. I'm surprised because the oil that was in the motor was, you know, pretty black and aged, but didn't see any water or anything like that in there. Let's see what the inside of the valve covers look like. I haven't looked inside of it yet, and shit, these are clean. So that's a really good sign. Of course, this is the non-PCV side, which doesn't get all the crud and crap from the crankcase. So, but overall, this side looks really nice. So I'm going to turn this thing over and see if we got some movement on all the valves now. I don't see anything that's feeling stuck, but I think a little spin of the motor, we can kind of get an idea of what's moving over here. So let me get you set up, and then I'll check that out. Alright, let's see how this goes. We'll give it a spin. Let's see what that looks like. Hopefully everything's moving. Alright, went back and took a look at the footage, and all the valves are opening and closing. Looks real good, real smooth, no issues. So as clean as this side is, I'm just going to assume, hopefully that won't bite me, but I'm going to assume that the other side isn't too bad, and just kind of let it spin from here. So go ahead and let this turn over for a while and see if we can get some oil coming up to the top, and then when everything's moving oil and looking good there, then we'll try to check for some sparks. So So I'll come back and let you know if we got some oil or not. Okay, changed out. I grabbed an old coil wire off of one of my other engines, and we'll see if we're getting some spark out of the coil. So we'll give it a quick turn and see what happens. Hopefully we get something here. Alright, I don't think I saw any spark, but let me go back here and take a look at the footage. Alright, today we're back on the 68 Chrysler 300. Okay, welcome back. We're back on the Chrysler 300. Yesterday spent all damn day just trying to get some spark. Did finally get that yesterday evening, so that was awesome. Basically had to go in and swapped out the coil for another coil that I had from another engine. Put new spark plug wires on it. Went ahead and changed the distributor cap and rotor. Put a new condenser in it, and then I finally got some spark. So putting the spark plugs back in this morning and gonna get the plug wires all connected up, and we're gonna try to put some gas in this thing and see if we can't get it to fire off. Really excited to hopefully have a runner, so we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna work on these plugs and then I'll bring you back when we're getting ready to turn it over. Yeah. Not me. You want to be in the video. Okay, here goes. Oh shit. She wants to start. Let her start. Shit. Come on, baby. Got a bunch of dust. Oh, it smells like burnt hair. It smells like burnt hair right now. Oh god. Whew. Come on. Alright. Oh. That sounds like some power. Right? Did you cut it off or? Alright. The exhaust is full of water. That might be part of it, honestly. Damn, that's,
this side is anyway.
Nasty, rusty shit.
A bunch of damn water down in the exhaust.
God, that smells so bad. It's got such a weird smell to it. Kind of like.
Alright, go look.
God, I don't even know. Explain that.
Over a little bit just to see if they're all turning.
Thought so. Sounded like a starter. Oh my god. There's the other side. Blowing rust and stuff. Man, you're gonna get it all over my car. Hopefully I don't. Hold on, let me close my doors. Damn it, Dad. Smells like fucking lobster. Doesn't it? Kind of smells like exhaust and lobster. Alright. Yeah.
Alright. Oh my god. Yeah. Jesus Christ. That scared the shit out of me. Did you just floor it or something?
Okay, so from what I can tell, when we were trying to start this thing up, all of a sudden we started blowing oil out of around the oil filter, and then the filter was a little loose, which was strange because I know I just put it on there and I know I put it on tight, and then I took it off and lots of oil came out of there. So, and the seal was loose from the filter. So I'm thinking somewhere along the line here that we're getting pressure buildup of oil in the oil filter, but it's not going through. I don't know if that's going toward the top of the motor that direction, or I'm not quite sure on which way it goes from there, but that's what appears to be the issue. So we're going to do some research. If you know what it is, leave a comment and let me know. Otherwise, it sounds like the engine's ready to run if we can just get these things cleared out. The exhaust, for one thing, full of water and shit. And then this oil issue, we definitely need to have oil moving through the motor. So, alright. Alright, well, this is the next morning, back on the Chrysler 300. And it's kind of aftermath of what happened yesterday when we tried to start this thing. The exhaust pipes on the driver's side was full of nasty, rusty water. So, of course, that made a big-ass mess all over the floor. And then we had the problem of, after trying to start it several times, the oil filter gasket blew out around the gasket and dumped about 2 quarts of oil all over the floor. Made a big mess, so trying to clean it up. So it seems to be, talking to some Mopar guys, that it could be the check valve on the oil pump is the reason why it's blowing the gasket out of the oil filter. So we've got a new oil pump coming. Won't be here until next week, so it's kind of a bummer. And we'll take this old one out and see if there's any way to free it up, just to try to do some test running on it today. So we'll see. Also, I was told you know, the engine would start and then cut off right away as soon as you let go of the key. So they're saying that the ballast resistor may be bad, and to try to bypass it to see if that's the case. So we're going to try that too, if we can get this oil pump freed up, and we'll check it out and see what happens. But anyway, yesterday was pretty strong. I mean, the motor would crank up and seemed like it run like a badass for a short amount of time. So I think we might be in good shape there. But we got to get this oil pump straightened out, and this ballast resistor issue, and then hopefully we can get this thing fired up. So let me get this oil pump out and we'll take a look at it. Alright, let's see what we get today. Hopefully we got some continuous running. Some more gas in it. It's a thirsty beast. Okay.
It just still wants to do that key thing. That's the starter.
Yeah.
I just wanted to keep running.
Hold on, don't do anything yet.
Hit the key.
Yeah, I did that yesterday, remember? Double hit it. Alright. Let's try her again. Okay.
Maybe it's not getting gas.
Yeah, it could be. We'll see. Fire in the hole. Oh, it feels like that. It's not like it's. I can hear it. Like some kind of blowing sound, blowing out. I don't know where that's coming. Yeah. Let's see what's what's going on back here. Anything? Still got water coming out back here. Let me put some more gas in and try it again. I'll watch the back, see what's going on. hit it. The wheels are turning.
Is it
Put
in?
it in neutral. I mean in park. Put it all the way up. Push the button. Push the button. There you go.
Park?
Yeah, right there.
Park or neutral?
All the way up, park. It was. I thought it was in neutral. Hold on, let me give this one a go. Hold on. Let me see what the wheels are doing back here. All right, go ahead. Spraying water out the back. Hold on a second. I'll try to figure out how to fill up the. Alright, let it roll.
Should I half throttle it when I start?
Just a little bit. Just not much. Really just let it, yeah, just a little bit. So, alright, try it again, but don't give it much gas.
I didn't give it that much yet.
Just a little bit. Hold on, I'm gonna give it another stroke.
I tried to like let off a little bit. It was like stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not very user friendly. Alright, go for it.
I was trying to give it gas all the
Yeah,
time.
hold on there.
It wasn't going to keep running out of the
It's got an awful lot of blow by coming out the valve cover up here, out the breather. A lot of smoke coming out of there.
Some gas coming out the bottom. What's that?
Something doing at the bottom.
What is that, gas? Is that the fuel pump? What is it?
That's probably the fuel pump.
It's leaking.
The leak on the fuel pump, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks like the something around the fuel pump is leaking.
Pretty good amount of gas, too.
I'll have to work on some of these rubber hoses and stuff that are up here on the thing. Try to see. I'm sure there's some dry, rotted, cracked junk in there. It needs to be replaced.
Yeah, it could be that hose
Machine
right
is
there.
running. Alright, let me get under there and check all that out before we try it again. Alright, we got her on high idle. Keep her running for no speed. Pulse gas up from the fuel pump. Good so far. Hopefully nothing blows. We're not rolling baby. Ooh, we got a runner. She sounds pretty damn solid too. Alright, awesome. So of course we need a radiator, need a gas tank. We got a new oil pump coming, so we'll replace that. But I went in there and freed up the check valve on that. So at least hopefully now we're getting some oil flow through there. But it's awesome. It'll start up and idle kind of. So definitely gonna have to do some work on the carburetor to get that cleaned up and hopefully get a little better idle off of it. So finally some success after what's been 2-3 days of trying to mess with it. Yesterday we got the closest it was running, but kept cutting off. So since it's running and continuing to run, that does prove that the ballast over here is bad, because I did bypass it and it's continuing to run. So that was a good fix for that. Have to go, got another ballast I can throw in there, so I'll go ahead and replace that. And yeah, that's awesome. We'll do some work on the carburetor and see what else we can get as far as a radiator, and keep running off a bottle for now for gas until we can find a gas tank for this thing. So okay, forgot to mention I did get a new master cylinder for it, so I've got to bolt that in, and then of course first bench bleed it and then bolt that in and try to bleed out the brakes. That'll be coming later, but definitely had some good success today with the